Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu and you're listening to a Men of War Shoutcast. You might be listening from GameReplays.org, which now has our new Men of War Shoutcast section, but I'm also sticking this on YouTube just because now I have a bunch of YouTube subscribers from way back when. So anyways, yes, it has been a little while. My voice sounds bad because my sound card broke. Hopefully I'll fix that soon. That's also the reason this video we're watching is not going to have any sound except for my voice. And there you go. That's pretty much it. This is a 2v2 Men of War game that I played with my buddy against some random people on the internet. Decided to record it so I could shoutcast it. Pretty much the only way to get games to shoutcast is if you record them yourself. So I record some games, but if you want to record your own games and send them to me to get shoutcasted, there's a fair chance that I will end up shoutcasting it for you. And you see we are almost 1 minute in, and finally the game has loaded. But I'm playing as the Japanese. The Japanese are new in the beta patch that just came out. Maybe not just came out, but yeah, there's a beta patch. If you have Steam, it won't update automatically because it's still in beta, but it's a really, really easy install. So I bought some riflemen right off the bat, Japanese riflemen. Oh, I'm changing my, this is a beta patch, so right now I'm changing it so that my mouse works normally. If you uncheck that left mouse button order thing, it'll work more like a Western RTS. So you can right-click to move and left-click to select, which is how most people play real-time strategy games. But I guess the Russians do it different. So Men of War is swapped, and that messes up some people. Why did I type what? Oh, because the game is paused, right? So anyways, Japanese riflemen are pretty typical riflemen. Way back when, in like the multiplayer beta, long ago, there was a bug where all Japanese riflemen, or maybe all Japanese infantry, worked like snipers. Snipers, you get a little red crosshair over the enemy infantry, and when that fills up, your dude fires and pretty much hits no matter what, and it's often a one-hit kill. So that was pretty overpowered. But no, Japanese riflemen are pretty much normal riflemen. They just have their rifles make cool noises when they fire. It's a nice little crack noise. A lot of the Japanese stuff makes cool noises when it fires. And I also buy a rocket launcher dude, a little bazooka man, because I find a rocket launcher really has the punch to take out a light vehicle no matter what, whereas an AT rifle, you know, sometimes it'll deflect off a heavily armored vehicle. Of course, it would own that Jeep, and the Japanese really do have the best AT rifle in the game, so if you're thinking about AT rifles, certainly do it with the Japanese. It's like a semi-auto rifle, so you don't have to reload, or maybe even not semi-auto. It fires really fast, and it's got like a 5-clip or something, and it's really powerful. It reloads. I'm not sure how fast it reloads, but the fire rate is really high, so you can really shred vehicles with it. And most importantly, it's got incendiary rounds. If you want to load those into your anti-tank rifle as the Japanese, you can set stuff on fire. That is very fun. But right now, you saw my riflemen on the left. When the Jeep showed up, I hid them. I stuck them into cover, and now they're chilling there. But then the Jeep went over to the right, and mowed down my riflemen. So I'm trying to push forward. Jeeps will really... you can get lucky with Jeeps in the beginning with your infantry. You can snipe the person off the Jeep because, you know, there's no armor on the Jeep or anything. You can shoot the guy. It's open. And you can shoot him off, but you have to have good micro because you got to click on the dude. And you also have to get a bit lucky because often the Jeep will just mow you down. You saw my rifle, or my bazooka man was about to shoot that Jeep, but I just wasn't fast enough, and I got owned. So now about a light tank. Japanese have some very nice light tanks. They have a lot of cheap tanks and a lot of crappy tanks. Kaboom! I set the Jeep on fire. That's a Molotov. Japanese infantry come with Molotovs, much like the Russian infantry, and I took the opportunity to set an American Jeep on fire, which is kind of a hobby in American cities sometimes when we're riding. And that is an impressive explosion. But yeah, now I have a light tank. That's a Kinu or something? I don't know. But yeah, it's gone. Not the Kinu, but the Jeep is gone. And I don't know why my bazooka man refused to fire. He just wasn't fast enough, I guess. So right now I'm not doing so hot. My ally managed to secure the left-hand point, but I have neither the right nor the middle. To be fair, I am trying to take both the right and the middle, whereas my ally is doing jack squat. No, that's his light tank right there. He's helping. But yeah, the Japanese I really like because I'm not a really big heavy tank guy. I'm more of an infantry guy, and if anything, I prefer light tanks over vehicles because they're slightly more resilient. And Japanese really fill that niche really well. They have good light tanks and a good infantry. And right now, I think I'm sending a rifleman over to pick up the bazooka from my... Well, no, right now I gotta fight because he's got some... He's done a good job, and he's moved his rifleman up forward, kind of into my lines. He's not just chilling there back at the back flag. He's got his riflemen spread out in those bushes. You saw those little red people. Yeah, so he's moved forward, and you see I'm paying for that. He actually snuck a flamethrower dude into there and almost owned my tank. But yeah, he's done a good job by moving his rifleman forward. And you should always, whenever you have your opponent on the back foot, you should seize the initiative, move forward, and get hidden in some places. And then you can be a real pain to your opponent when they're trying to move forward, like he's being to me. Yeah, my ally's light tank just got blown up by a Chaffee, and I type in the chat Chaffee because we are not using Ventrilo. Because I wanted to record this game, but the sound did not record, so I could have used Ventrilo. Thank you, broken sound card. But yes, I say Chaffee because the United States have a Chaffee out. That's one of their light tanks, one of their lightest tanks. I guess it's not one of their lightest tanks. It's probably one of the medium light tanks, or even a heavy light tank. But yeah, the Japanese really have to worry about pretty much any United States tank. The United States tanks were kind of the jokes of the war, but not when you're fighting Japan, because Japan is so light and airy. Japan's kind of like a marshmallow, only we did not find it necessary to drop atomic bombs on marshmallows. I mean, maybe to make s'mores, but that's different, and you don't really want those. They're bad for you. But now somehow we have all 3 points. I might have sent some people to the right to cap that one. Maybe I sent some people to the middle. In any case, there's a Sherman in the middle, so we probably won't have all 3 points for long, because the Sherman's a frickin' pain for the Japanese. But like any tank, that could be a Sherman, that could be a Tiger, that could be a Pershing, I don't care. No tank in Men of War is invincible. All it takes is a very well-aimed, very well-timed rocket to the engine, and kaboom! That is the end. The Sherman is completely knocked out. Might be repairable, but that's on our side of the map anyways. And that, my friends, is the power of infantry and the power of being able to hit things that your opponent does not see coming. It's just, you know, that's how it works in real war too. People are extremely cautious in real war compared to how usually people play in video games, just because they don't want to die. And it's very easy to die. It's very easy to get killed. Something just shoots you from somewhere you weren't looking at, and kaboom, you explode. So obviously it doesn't make a lot of sense to play Men of War as cautiously as you would if your people were real people. But it's good to try and use some real-world tactics. The game is certainly set up a lot more realistic than most games, and things like suppressing fire or I guess suppressing fire is a good one, and just ambush tactics, and basically not being cavalier with your people, trying to conserve them when you would conserve them, and just being cautious and supporting your tanks with infantry and vice versa, and indirect fire and that sort of thing. It's really not a bad idea because you don't have to pretend you're playing in real life. It's just a lot of those tactics end up translating because infantry with some sort of AT gun can be or AT gear can be a huge force multiplier. You just knock out a tank with one man. Already he's paid for himself like 5 times over. And you can even take the tank later. I think my ally might be repairing the tank as we speak. It's hard to tell. Something just blew up around there. So anyways, I have this AT gun. If you look in the bottom left, you see that little red stuff, and I'm repairing it now. My AT gun managed to damage itself by walking into a fence or something. I don't know what my ally is doing there. I said, and what was that 92 going to do? That is a funny vehicle right there. It's a truck with like 5 machine guns on it. They're pointing out of every which way. Japanese clearly get bulk deals on machine guns because they buy 5 of them and stick them in their trucks, and that is a bizarre thing, but it's a very nice thing to buy, especially in the beginning of the game, because it comes with people crewing the machine guns. Wow, that thing just flipped. And it comes with people crewing the machine guns. You can drive it up to the front lines, drop the people off to capture a point, drive back, load it up, and suddenly you have this thing with 5 machine guns.